Welcome to the show. My name's Adam.
And I'm Zoe.
And today we're reading your Saw 11 theories.
Yes, but before we jump to that,
we have a little announcement, and that is we just hit 5,000 subscribers. Yay!
Yay! How insane.
Very, very excited. Thank you so much for you guys watching at home, for all the support, for subscribing to the videos, to watching all the videos. We've been very, very happy with the performance of the channel, of course, so far. It's been a whirlwind of a ride so far.
It certainly has. I personally can't believe there's 5,000 of you out there that like us enough to subscribe to our channel. It is insane to think about. We are so thankful, and we are excited just to keep making content for you guys to enjoy.
Yeah, and it's going to be a huge year. Obviously, we have Saw 11 to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Many other horror films, of course, as well. We're expecting to do a few cool things as the year goes on, which we'll be talking about later. But we definitely just want to thank you guys, because it's such a big deal to us. We love putting our time and effort into making these videos. We do both work retail, so we stay up late. We get these videos made for you guys, and you know, having the feedback and having the support from you guys is like a really big deal.
Definitely.
Keeps us motivated and everything like that. So just a big thank you. We can't believe we're at 5,000. On to 10,000 next, of course.
Yeah, road to 10,000 is looking good.
That's right. And if you want to support us even further, the merch store is actually live now too. So if you want to buy a shirt or a jumper, a hoodie,
or a teddy,
you can definitely do that as well. Link to the store will be down below in the comments. So feel free to support the show with that as well, of course. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. And thanks for commenting as well. It's awesome. It's been a really great ride.
And without further ado,
let's jump into your comments. Do you want to start with one?
I'll start off for sure. Our first comment is from Josh Biggs 3162. I hope it isn't too fan service focused. Saw X succeeded because it told its own story and didn't rely on its predecessors for its appeal. For sure, have references to the past films, but I hope it also tells its own story.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about it being too fan service. And that being said, I want it to be fan service. I'm sorry.
I was going to say,
I don't care.
Give us everything.
Yeah, I'm the last person to be writing that comment. Don't make it too fan servicey. No, make it fan servicey.
I want it to be like No Way Home, but for Saw.
Yeah.
And just have
could you imagine?
Storm come back, Eric Matthews, Daniel Matthews.
Yeah, you want a multi-dimensional portal to open up, and then
Absolutely.
Storm comes through and he's still alive. And,
Absolutely.
And everybody's there.
I don't care how ridiculous it gets. I want everyone
just imagine
to be
like
there.
old characters turn up and you're like, hang on, isn't that character dead? And
no.
then you find out it's a parallel universe and John Kramer never died. I would watch that film.
I don't care how ridiculous it is. Honestly, they could do all that. They could have all that happen and us just be in awe for the whole film.
Yeah.
And at the end be like, it was a dream.
I don't care. No,
I don't care.
I'm serious. Bring me the Saw multiverse. I want to find out what's going on in a 100%. Different Earth where John Kramer's still wreaking havoc, and the Peterson clinic was actually real, and he survived cancer. I want to see the multiverse.
Done. Look, I'm a strong believer that fan service in the Saw films has always worked. So yes. I invite them to continue, and I invite them to go as crazy as possible.
Go as crazy as possible.
Because it's for the fans that have been in it for so long and are expecting these returns of massive characters.
Yeah.
We want nothing more.
Yeah, exactly. And look, at the same time, like I understand, I want the movies to make money and finding new audiences and all that sort of stuff for sure. Don't alienate new audiences as well. But the greedy me definitely says, just make a fan service movie. I don't,
Definitely.
Because like how many more of these Saw movies are we probably even going to get in our lifetime? I don't even know. Just give me what I really want. Just go fan service crazy.
Completely agree.
And I'm sure that you guys watching home are mostly the big fans too. We know what we want. We just want big fan service moments. Bring back all the characters and just, all the nostalgia, It's been 20 years of fantasticness and don't change now.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Anyway, before we talk about too much of that, better move on to another comment. So next we have a comment from Scarface 805. Hoffman beat the head trap with no key. I'm sure he can get free from a chain attached to a rusty pipe.
So am I.
Yeah. We are both also in agreement with that. A rusty pipe is not going to beat Mark Hoffman. He's obviously going to be surviving the bathroom we know. We just know for sure.
We know. And you know what? I was actually thinking about it the other day. How bloody funny would it be if they
If he didn't.
Yeah.
Yes,
if they cut
didn't.
to the end of Saw 11, like they have the end credit scene, they show the bathroom, everyone's on their toes, they're jumping out of their seats. They're like, oh my God, it's finally here. And then they just show Hoffman a rotting corpse.
Yeah, you just want
Can you imagine the uproar?
The mid-credits scene is just the camera panning in the bathroom and everyone's like, Hoffman! And he's just dead.
He's just dead. He's just dead.
No, a better fake out would be if his body was there and he's like, looks dead, but then he wakes up. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's literally lying.
It like zooms into his face and then his eyes goes boom.
Yes. I'm getting chills already.
Yeah.
Just lying there, and then the shot just lands on him, and he looks dead as all hell. And everyone's like, oh, and then his eyes just fucking open up, and you're like, oh my God, and then credits, and you're like, no,
no, not another year.
No,
I
that
think
would be
that.
sweet.
I honestly think there's part of me that would think would be absolutely hilarious if they showed him dead. I would be devastated, but just in that moment, you would be like, "Are you serious?" And the days after that happening, like people would be losing their minds. But
You couldn't
in
watch
saying
Saw
that,
anymore.
it's not going to happen. Hoffman is going to survive the bathroom. He'll be with us for at least maybe 1 or 2 more films, I would have thought.
Costas Mandylor is going to be doing these movies till he dies.
100%. I mean, even if they do kill him off in Saw, which I'm fine with, they can kill him off in Saw. Just make him have an epic death.
No, they can't. Don't kill him off. Don't kill him off.
He just needs to have a Storm-level death where it's iconic. Then bring him back in all your flashbacks like you do with John Kramer, you do with Amanda. I'm not fussed with that. Just kill him in a cool way, please.
Do a fake out death if you want, but don't kill him. That would be a terrible idea. I think even if he was found in the bathroom and he's like got no pulse or something like that, but then someone brings him back to life.
Logan comes in.
Yeah,
and
someone, I don't mind, but don't kill him off. No, he's not. He's, we're holding on. Tobin's got so many years left.
Part of me is like, I don't mind if you kill him off because like every character in Saw dies. It's Saw, but I'm also like, don't kill him.
You're fooling yourself to say
Please
that.
don't kill him off.
Yeah, not a chance at all. What do we got next?
Maybe they've learned their lesson about killing characters off.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They've learned their lesson a long time ago, and I think that's part of it too. To be honest, the thing is that they talk all the time about how they wish they hadn't killed John Kramer and Amanda. I think at this point they are avoiding killing characters like crazy.
You would have hoped so.
I.e. Cecilia didn't die. Same thing. They are keeping characters around, definitely, longer than possible. So, no, 100%. Moving on to the next comment.
Let's go to the next comment. This next comment is from ATLA of the Hill. Interesting name. I'm not a fan. Cecilia is just an over-the-top evil villain. If she had a mustache, she'd be twirling it. Saw is about John and his twisted morality and his subjects trying to conform to it to survive, at least to me.
I think that's a bit harsh. I think that's a little bit of a harsh comment.
Look, I can definitely see where they're coming from with Cecilia being over the top evil. I completely agree that she is written over the top evil, especially in her final scenes where it's revealed that she didn't care about anyone. However, I think Cecilia's character is great, and she is one of the things that makes Saw 10 so interesting.
I don't know. I don't think that she was over the top evil. I think that the scene where she kills Gabriella is probably maybe a little over the top because it's certainly unnecessary in every way. And it was just like, I guess it was trying to really push the point that she was evil maybe a little much.
Not only that, but like her bringing Carlos into it as well. Like no one really cares about Carlos, but you know that they've written her to do it because they are trying to make her seem like the worst person possible.
Yeah.
I personally didn't care, but I can see them writing it and them sitting in their writing room and writing the script and being like, oh, Cecilia is so bad.
Yeah, I think that they really wanted to make her as evil as possible, definitely. The Carlos one I don't mind as much, just because obviously there was a big deal about, like, it was more about giving it to John. It was more about, like, oh, you think you're so morally high, I'm really going to see how, maybe the life of a young boy.
But even that, I would have thought that John would have struggled more with Amanda in that trap with him. I think he would have...
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, like
maybe.
Emotionally, that probably would have hit him harder. Like, Carlos, the kid that he just met. Like, I understand that he's obviously someone who believes in innocents and people who are extremely moral. And of course, Carlos has never done anything wrong. But him and Amanda's relationship, especially throughout the film, is shown to be they love each other. They're family. So I think that would have affected him so much more.
On that note, though, at the same time, I do believe that I probably would have preferred to just put those two in the trap, just have...
Well, isn't that... I'm pretty sure that's what it was supposed to be. Like, he considered that it would be him and Amanda that were thrown in the trap. Like, his whole idea was that. But it's like, well, this doesn't make a lot of sense because you are still copping it while you're there. Like, I know there's a way out, but you still can't breathe.
All right, we're gonna run away with the ending of Saw X now.
We are running away.
But no, I think that Cecilia, as much as they probably pushed it a little too hard, I'm pretty happy with the character overall. I think she's one of the strongest characters. She's very smart.
Strongest villains, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think characters in general too. Like, I'll give it to her. She was constantly pushing his buttons, and also more so in the deleted scenes as well. She had some really great moments where she was really giving it to him psychologically too. So I'm actually very happy for a character that's brand new and a bad guy. Saw doesn't have many big bad guys like her. Like, John's usually the bad guy. So I think they did very well. I'm very happy with the character, and if they want to continue making her evil, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm all for it. Moving along to the next comment. This comment's from Colin Porkchop, and it reads, "One of the first things I thought of was when Costas said there are two things that he has yet to do in the Saw movies that he wants to do. Get his revenge on Dr. Gordon and kiss Shawnee Smith. He might be able to knock those two out in this movie, or at least one, and 11 will be the former."
I think it's possible that he could knock two out in that film.
Yeah,
I definitely think so.
Look, will Dr. Gordon be back for this movie, for the first one, for Saw 11?
Maybe not Saw 11.
No, that's right.
But Saw 12, I can see it happening. Maybe
yeah, possibly. But can you see also in Saw 11 those Hoffman and Amanda making out?
Well, look, I personally can't see it because to me, I see them more as sibling rivalry. Yeah. Like we've always said it throughout this channel. We talk about Amanda and Hoffman's sibling rivalry a lot. But if they wanted to explain why Amanda and Hoffman don't get along, they could make out like maybe they did have something happen between them. Maybe they kissed one night. Maybe something bad happened. Maybe the whole thing was that Hoffman kissed her and then was like, actually, by the way, I know that you were with Cecil the night Gideon died. Like, maybe that's this whole big thing between them. They could do it. I don't know if it would work as well as just saying that they hate each other because they both want John's attention, but who knows? If Costas Mandylor wants to kiss Shawnee Smith, I'm sure they'll make it happen somehow. Would you rather him kiss Shawnee Smith or Strom? Would I rather him kiss Shawnee Smith, who I view as his sister in the franchise, or would I rather him kiss his lover? Yeah. I wonder. I would rather him kiss Strom. Sorry for those that don't ship. I'm sorry. Strom and Hoffman looking at each other when Hoffman's in that glass box. Tell me they're not in love. They shared a moment. They shared a moment. Yeah, yeah. All right. I know who you are. I know. I know who you are. I know. Yeah. Anyways, that wasn't the comment. No, but look, at the same time, this comment does obviously talk about two things that we do want to see. Well, okay, more so one, really. I don't necessarily. I don't really want to see them make out. I do want to see them together and have really great scenes together. I think that the two of them have a good chemistry. I don't think that chemistry is romantic in any way, shape, or fashion. Same thing with John and Amanda. I never really viewed that chemistry as romantic. No, well, that's right. And I think that Hoffman's specifically definitely not interested in romancing Amanda. He's just trying to get her out of the way. Hoffman's barely interested in romance in general. That guy, anyone. That guy's got nothing going on. No. Just murder. No. I hate John. Murder is his mistress. Amanda sucks. Murder. Yes. Yes, but... Why is everyone so mean to me? Murder. Yeah, it's also interesting that Costas Mandylor wants to do that, considering he should know that his character is not... Anyway. Yeah, the Dr. Gordon thing, though, we're all banking that for Saw 12. Oh, yeah, we're all for it. We're all banking that. Saw Wars. Big thing. Saw Wars. Big thing. We want to see a Gordon versus Hoffman film. I think that's great. Like, Freddy versus Jason level film, but for the Saw universe. But a good one. But a good movie. In the Saw universe, I'd be all for it. I think we all expect it to come in Saw 12. I think Carrie Always is set to come back. Even if it's just in a cameo form, he's going to make it. Carrie's going to carry that film. Saw 12 is going to be great. What comment have you got next? This next comment is from user HJ9ZD2NT3R. Thank you for that, by the way. If I see Hoffman in the Saw 11 credit scene, I will probably have a heart attack.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
yes.
Completely agree. Interestingly as well, which we can discuss with this commenter or this user, they commented something else. If there is a sequel to Spiral, I'm throwing a rock through my TV. Couldn't agree more. On both parts, on both comments.
Throw a rock at Chris Rock. What did he do to deserve?
What did he ever do to you? Yeah. Look, I agree completely with the first one. I will probably have a heart attack as well. I'm pretty sure most Saw fans will.
It's what we want.
It's completely what we want.
It's the heart attack we're looking for.
Basically hyperventilating in Saw 10 with him being in the end credit scene.
Yeah,
it was for 2 seconds and all he said was epic bad luck. So if he returns and if they show him in the bathroom, dead. On the floor. Dead.
Yeah, it's any reveal of him in that bathroom, it doesn't matter. The peak levels of excitement we're going to see come this September 27th when they do show the movie is going to be out of control.
Out of control.
Out of control. And it's a little bit sad if we don't see him in the bathroom in this coming up movie in any shape or form.
I think, like I said, they'll do it in an end credit scene. It might be a bit too on the nose having Hoffman a part of another end credit scene, like 2 films in a row.
Not if it flashes forward and it's trying to connect a future Saw movie.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, that works.
And as for the Spiral comment, I think that we also completely agree with you. I think that we aren't as excited for that to happen.
Yeah.
The one thing that I will say about Spiral 2, if they ever decide to revisit again, which I think is probably pretty unlikely, especially while they're still smashing out Saw films, I think that until Saw is over, maybe they'll look at a Spiral 2. All I can say is that if they do Spiral 2 many years after they finish Saw and bring back a few Saw characters, then it could possibly work. But other than that, no. I don't care for the story at all.
I honestly don't see a Spiral 2 happening. Like, in all honesty, to create a sequel after all these years and...
Say they end at Saw 12, though. They say Saw 12 is it. That's the last film. We're not doing a Saw film again. I can see them many years later maybe doing a Spiral 2. And
it would have to be like some sort of reboot, though. You couldn't do a direct sequel because it's too jarring, you know? That first film only made about just under 40 million at the box office. How many people went to see that? And you have to have seen that to watch the sequel?
But if they do market it as people coming back from the original franchise... then it could bring people in and fill seats. It might not necessarily be a good film, which it probably won't be, knowing the first one. But to bring back characters from the franchise, if they've had, 5-10 years break, would be...
but that's any Saw movie. That's any Saw film, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but not any Saw film is as bad as Spiral.
I just mean like they can reboot and bring people back.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, I don't bank on it, and we don't want to see it, so let's stop talking about Spiral.
But funny comment. Funny comment.
Very funny comment. We appreciate both comments. So you got 2 for the price of 1 there.
Definitely.
Moving on to the next comment. We have a comment from a lovely user named EveryoneFukOff. This comment reads, I'm no gonna watch it without John or Amanda. I hope they will be in next movie.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
This is absolutely a fact. We will definitely want to see both of them back for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if them not being back would make me not watch.
No, we're gonna watch it.
Film. We're gonna watch the film regardless.
But we're 100% expecting them to be in it.
If they turn around now and they said it's going to be a complete reboot,
Could you imagine?
and Costas isn't going to be in it, Shawnee isn't going to be in it, and Tobin's not going to be in it, then I'd be like, well.
Yeah, you'd be sad.
I'd be very sad.
Yeah.
But I'm a strong believer. I think I've said it a few times throughout many videos that Tobin and Shawnee, they're great, but to me, they don't carry the franchise. Like, I wouldn't stop watching if they weren't included in it anymore. And I don't even believe that the franchise died when they did. I still think that the franchise carried on fairly well. Should they have died when they did? Probably not. But I'm not going to sit here and say that the franchise died with them. Because I honestly think that, Saw 5, 6, 7... so on was more alive than ever.
Well, let's be honest, Saw is one of the biggest franchises ever. At the end of the day, like there is, you look up the numbers, Saw as a franchise has made more money than the vast majority. It's in like the top 5 in terms of like financial successes.
More money than Scream,
so
hasn't it?
yeah, it's not a franchise that the first 3 films and then that was it. It has carried itself for 7 more films since then without its main protagonist technically being alive. It's really, it's more alive than ever, I think. It's really, really killing it. And I think that it doesn't really matter who out of these main characters are in the sequel. We're going to go see it regardless. John, Amanda, Hoffman. Even if one of them
look at us. We sat through Jigsaw and Spiral. Of course we're going to see it. Doesn't matter who's in it.
We don't care. We'll definitely see it. But we are obviously expecting all 3 of them.
I would expect the trio to return,
to be
for
in
sure.
this film.
Yep.
I mean, why not? They're all available.
I would expect the trio plus more to return.
Yeah, we are expecting a lot of returning characters in this.
That's sort of what we initially thought Saw 10 would bring us.
Yeah.
And seeing the success that Saw 10 made, especially bringing back, 3 characters, Costas only for the last minute, they're going to want to market off that. They're going to want to bring characters back. And they've already told us that they've been contacted by characters who want to return.
Yeah, exactly. They've said that they've been contacted by a lot of actors that want to be going
as soon as they found out it was a midquel or a prequel and they were still alive in the universe.
Exactly.
I think that we're in for something very big.
I'm hoping that we're in for a big treat of returning actors, 100%. So no worries there. John and Amanda, they haven't announced it yet, but I'd bet good money that they're both going to be back.
For sure.
So don't worry. Don't worry too much about that. What have we got next?
The next comment is from Anthony33431. My dream would be Leigh Whannell coming back and writing or directing. What
an ask. What an ask. To get Leigh Whannell back. I mean... you and I both agree. Leigh Whannell is one of the biggest linchpins in
I think people
series.
want Leigh Whannell back more than just writing directing. I think they want Adam back.
They want him as a character, you think?
Yeah.
Look, I think that's you talking, to be honest. I think that Adam is a great character, but I think if you had a choice...
You think it's me
yes,
talking?
Yes, I do think it is.
Have you heard the fans?
There's a lot
Adam's
of Adam.
alive!
There's a lot of Adam fans, and I would not be mad if he came back at all. But I think that if I had to pick, you can either have Leigh Whannell come back and act in the next film, or he can write the next film. I would pick write the next film.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Look, Leigh Whannell coming back to write the film at least, I think would be phenomenal.
Yes.
It's what we all want, I suppose.
For those who don't know, Leigh Whannell was incredibly involved in making the first few films. He didn't just write the first one, but he was there constantly on set when they were filming the sequels, adjusting the script on the fly at the, every minute, but right before they were doing the lines, he was there changing it. Like, famously, he did not write the second one, for instance, but he changed it dramatically to make it work as a Saw film as well as it does. Same with Saw 3. He was like a big part of making those films. Because, look, as much as we love all the Saw movies, those first few movies really were bloody amazing. Like, they're not just great films, but they connect so well. And a lot of horror movies just don't. And so if he was going to write this one, I'd be very happy.
He's extremely talented, and I think that no one knows Saw like Leigh does. And
besides maybe Kevin Grutter.
Besides maybe Kevin Grutter. Yep. Probably, Kevin Grutter knows it a little bit better, I'd say. Yep. I think Leigh, there's a post from Leigh floating around that says he hasn't even seen the newer Saw films. Which I don't know how much I believe of that. But I think that he was so heavily involved within the first couple of Saw films, and being that this one is a mid-core, I think that it would work so well to have him back. Yeah.
And look, to be honest with you, as much as I would like Leigh Whannell, he's not coming back to write it, as much as I think it'd be great to come back, I actually am very happy with Kevin, who not officially to be confirmed to be directing this.
Pretty much.
But the fact that, he directed Saw X and did such a great job, I'm very happy with Kevin coming back, as long as he does, to direct Saw 11. And if I had to pick right now, do you want Kevin back to direct, or you can have Leigh Whannell write it? I would stick with Kevin.
I would stick with Kevin.
He is in the zone right now with Saw, and I'm so excited for what he will bring to the table in Saw 11. So excited. If it was in anyone else's hands, which maybe it is, if it was anyone else's hands, I'd be a little bit more concerned. But I think Kevin's going to absolutely nail it.
Yeah.
Leigh is amazing, but I will say, we don't believe he's coming back, even though it's very secretive. Like, we will say the writers have been canned. We don't know who's writing this film. The writers for the last couple of movies have been fired.
It is very secretive.
It's very secretive.
We know
There's no
next to
announcement.
nothing about this film
Yes.
other than the fact that it's another mid-quel. We don't
That's
know
right.
who's directing it. We don't know who's writing it. We don't know who's coming back for it.
And hence, there's a lot of rumors that James Wan or Leigh Whannell are set to return in some sort of fashion.
There was some posts going around showing that James Wan was listed as a producer,
That's right.
which let's debunk that now because he's been listed as a producer or some
Doesn't mean
kind
anything,
of
really.
producer for many of the Saw films.
Yeah.
He's attached to it in a big way. He made the first one, like he directed it. I don't necessarily think that means he's coming back. And to be honest, I don't really want James Wan.
James Wan we don't want back.
No.
He's had a slew of films which have not necessarily done that well.
No.
Outside of that, he's left Saw behind a long time ago. He was in the first movie directing it, and that was it. Leigh Whannell, much more attached to the Saw universe, and would happily have him come back.
Yeah.
But that being said, it has been officially announced that Lee is actually working on his own movie this year. I think it was called The Wolfman or something like that.
Yeah.
It has been announced that he's actually working on his own movie, some sort of reboot. So he's very busy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going to be making his own movie and working on Saw right now.
Saw, yeah.
So,
and if we know anything about Saw, we know that it is set to release extremely soon.
Yeah.
And they can't be messing around finding a writer. They need someone as soon as possible. And to me, I already think that there is a script floating out there, at least partially finished. I think that they're pretty on top of it. And I think that in the next coming months, we will know who's writing it. We'll know who's directing it.
Surely.
The announcements would have to be extremely soon.
Surely, absolutely. But yes, as much as we would enjoy having Lee coming back, we don't believe he is anytime soon. No. Certainly not. And moving on, this comment is from koliostar 5474. And it reads, I really want to see Amanda and Hoffman make a game together and explore that sort of sibling rivalry. Explain how Hoffman found out about Amanda's involvement in Gideon's death, how Amanda became disillusioned with John's philosophy, and maybe because of Cecilia, which they sort of teased in Saw X.
I completely agree with this comment on so many levels. I think that this comment hits the nail on the head. One, I think the sibling rivalry is a big thing between Amanda and Hoffman, and I think that they can definitely explore that, having them create a game together. Maybe them not seeing eye to eye about why people are tested or how people are tested or how the traps are made, which we saw in, I think it was Saw 5 or Saw 6, where they showed Amanda and Hoffman arguing about how
Beautiful
the trap
scene.
was being done, which is an amazing scene.
When they were building the rack.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful scene. Yeah.
Amazing scene. But perfect.
Yeah, look, the sibling rivalry we love.
Yeah, expand more on that. But also the Cecilia comment and Amanda comment, and Amanda maybe losing her way a bit because of Cecilia. I completely agree. I'm someone who said since Saw X has come out and since Saw 11 has been a thing, that I would love to see Saw 11 begin with Amanda going back and killing Cecilia because she doesn't believe that she is saved. She doesn't believe that John has helped her. I think that would be the perfect story as to why Amanda ends up becoming the person she is. Maybe it's just me, but I think that would work really well to start Saw 11 off.
Yeah, this is an incredibly popular theory, the idea that Amanda becomes disillusioned by the idea that Cecilia maybe didn't get treated as harshly as she should have. Mm-hmm. She survived her trap. She didn't change. She's not rehabilitated at all. So John's idea didn't really work, let's say. And so she became maybe a bit more vindictive and just wanted to make sure. She took matters into her own hands. She wanted to make sure people paid for their crimes.
Very much how she does with Troy in the classroom trap, and how she does with Eric Matthews. And
the angel trap.
I think that this is, and the angel trap, I think that is a great starting point to show how she didn't believe in John's way.
Yes.
And that John's way didn't save people. It didn't save Cecilia. So I think that is a very interesting point to show Amanda taking things into her own hands.
And since Cecilia also killed Gabriella, which Amanda had a bit of a soft spot for, she has a bone to pick with Cecilia for sure.
I completely agree. I think that if Cecilia will die in Saw 11, I can't imagine her going on further than Saw 11. I don't think, unfortunately, that it is going to start off with her dying in that way, with Amanda killing her. Unfortunately, I think that she will probably last the span of the film. But I think that Amanda will kill her. I don't think Hoffman is going to kill Cecilia.
Really?
I think Amanda will be the one to do it because of that soft spot that she had with Gabriella. She has that real drive and motivation to want Cecilia dead.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see. Honestly, I'd love to see Hoffman do it just because he's so brutal, and you just know he's going to do something cool. That's what I would love to see.
See, I'm a strong believer that Amanda has more
brutal traps.
Well, brutal traps, but she has less regard for human life. Hoffman, towards the end, although he turns into this mass murderer, he's only doing it to save his own ass. Amanda doesn't care. Amanda just wants people to suffer. Amanda believes that, they don't deserve the life that they've been given. That's why she's putting people in unbeatable traps. Whereas Hoffman's just trying to save himself.
Yeah, she gets to the crazy killer point quicker than he does. He becomes a brutal killer more down the line, I suppose. At this point in the timeline, she's pretty much already there, and he would be not quite there, I suppose. So that makes sense as well at the same time. But yeah, either way, I think for sure, it's exciting regardless to watch Cecilia bite the dust because it's what we all wanted to see at the end of Saw X. So teasing us out a little bit longer is only going to build it up more, and it's going to be very exciting.
Exactly right, yeah.
Which leaves one more comment for me to read. This comment is from TKEs 777. The comment reads, "The after credits with Henry in the bathroom would have been in the US though. Hope it starts with showing this trap." Now this comment is specifically in regards to our video talking about how the producers mention that John is still in
a foreign country. So it would make sense for them to start Saw 11.
That's right.
And I completely agree with TKEs there. Because I think, personally, we don't care too much. Unless they're going to show Amanda go back for Cecilia. Even if Amanda goes back for Cecilia and sees Cecilia's not there, she goes back with the intention to kill her and can't find her. That would be fine. But I can't see it being strong enough to start in Mexico unless something like that happens. I don't care how John and Amanda get back to the US. I don't care. You've already shown John is back. He's with Hoffman. Unless they can turn around and be like, oh, well, Henry actually died first before they even stepped foot in Mexico. Highly, highly doubt it because he's on the phone to John in Mexico when John's in Mexico. And John's asking Hoffman to track Henry down.
You really don't like the idea of them starting in
No,
Mexico.
I don't like the idea. I much prefer the idea of them starting back in the US, and maybe I'm not too fussed about seeing the tummy tickler trap. I don't really care too much about seeing that happen. I think it was cool enough just to show Hoffman in that end credit scene.
It's surprising how many people want to see the tummy tickler.
Yeah, I'm not fussed.
They really want to see Henry die.
That scene was not to show you another trap. It was to show you the return of Hoffman. It wasn't to be like, oh, another trap. Let's watch it happen. Let's watch this guy die. That's not what it was about. It was about bringing back Costas Mandylor. And we know, or at least we can suspect well enough, that he's going to be back in the next film. So I don't think that they need to start there, but I definitely don't think they need to start in Mexico.
You're very concerned that they will spend too much time in Mexico, and you're kind of like, just get back to the US, let's get the story moving, let's get Hoffman back, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because in Mexico, they can't bring back the Storms, the Eric Matthews.
That's right.
I'm very content with them just beginning in the US.
You're ready for the fan service part of the movie.
I'm ready for the fan
That's
service.
what that is.
I don't need any... Like I said, the only way it's going to work is if they have Amanda go back with the intention of killing Cecilia and her maybe not being there anymore, or if something happens with Carlos in Mexico, then maybe, and that's the only way I can assume that they'll do it. I don't care about them trying to get back to the airport or trying to escape Mexico. That doesn't interest me. We know that they get back. You don't need to show us how.
Yeah, I think, look, I don't mind if they do. I'm certainly of no real opinion whether they should or shouldn't start in Mexico. I believe that if they do, it shouldn't be there too long. They should probably just be showing them sort of getting back. They'll just basically, finding their way back to the US. I don't think they're going to spend heaps of time there, hopefully. But I'm not that fussed. I understand what you're saying. I too want them to be back in the US just so we can see more of all these older characters come back, because that's, for us, the fun part, for sure. But it's hard to say what they would want to do in Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be fun to have Cecilia sort of just running after them and having some sort of very quick little scene of them. I don't know what, what even could they possibly do with that. I would rather her follow them back to the US, and then when she's properly ready to take them on.
It would be cool if they had Cecilia follow John and Amanda to Carlos's place, and then Cecilia go into Carlos's place and steal the money back. Like, that would be cool, I guess. But again, I think that the Mexico storyline is done. I don't think they need to expand on it too much more. But I don't know. I have faith in them. I think that it'll be fine either way.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that, like you said, though, the coolest scene would be if she happened to maybe slightly a bit, you know, messed up from the gas trap that she was in and just like, hobble her way to... Because Carlos must be living pretty bloody close.
Yeah.
You know, so it can't be much of a hike to follow him back and kill Carlos and take the money. Like, if you want to make Cecilia look evil, maybe you should just strangle Carlos out and take the cash. That would be kind of cool. It would work, certainly. So, look, I like you said, there are a number of things that could happen. I'm pretty confident in what, you know, the team that's making it. So either way, I'm pretty happy. But yeah, let's not spend too much time in Mexico. No. Definitely let's move on back. So we're moving on to the last comment. The final comment, and this one is from Jake Jan Cook. Oh, also I think Diego survived his trap, but I don't remember anything becoming of that test. Like, why was he separated from the others? Maybe if Cecilia is in a series of tests/traps in Saw 11, he'll be integrated somehow. Diego coming back, how do you feel? I don't think it's going to happen. No, I think that Diego served one purpose. That's right. And that was to out Cecilia and Parker's relationship. I think that was his whole purpose. His other purpose as well was to show that John Kramer was a man of his word and that his tests were there. Yeah. Just to rehabilitate, not to kill. Yeah. It was to show him actually winning his trap, John running out with his first aid and helping him. Yeah. John's a good guy. That was what also... Yeah, definitely. And I think that to me, that means done. His character's over. I don't see him coming back. Another thing that could happen, I guess, is Cecilia going and killing him for giving them up. Like, maybe. That's the only way I can see Diego coming back. The thing is, he's not that strong of a character. No, and he didn't have enough screen time. He didn't have enough importance to the story to be like... You wouldn't be like, oh, wow, Diego's back. Oh, my God, Diego's back. Diego's going to help out Cecilia in this trap, or Diego's an apprentice, or Diego's this. I don't think that any of that's going to happen. Yeah, and he's not that interesting because, like, what's he going to do? He's just going to appear to... Oh, he's a taxi driver. Like, he's not. Yeah. He's not like he's not some guy. And he survived his trap. He is in John's eyes rehabilitated. Yeah. So for me, he's got no bones to pick with anybody. No excuse to come back. Yeah. The story is over for him. He's not got a grudge with John. He doesn't really care what Cecilia's up to. He's just going to go back to his life driving taxis and having a fun time talking about statues or whatever. Maybe he'll end up in Bobby Dagan's support group. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, no, we don't see him coming back. And to be honest, we don't really care to either. No, not really. Nothing really amazing. Like I said, Mexico for me is done. Yeah, it was a nice little side story. Let's get us back to all the previous characters. Get us back to the previous characters. Let's get us back to the fan service. That's what we're excited. So that was some really great input from you guys. We're always excited to read out the comments. We do always read your comments, and we love to do these videos. Oh, we always do. Even the bad ones. We have fun, obviously, discussing them when they come through, but it's fun to discuss them on video with you guys. And yeah, keep the comments coming through. You know, we'll definitely do another one of these videos in the future at some point. So, like we said at the start of this video, we're so grateful for everyone's input. We're so grateful for you guys watching these videos and enjoying them and putting in all your thoughts in the comments. It's great to read, and it gives us a different outlook and a perspective to look at. Yeah, and it's always really cool to have this sense of community, you know, for the show, because obviously, you know, we want to feel like we're actually talking to somebody when we make these videos. So it's great to hear your feedback on the videos and your thoughts. Much like the Saw producers, we listen, and we're always got you in mind. We always listen, that's right, you know. And we enjoy when you guys interact with each other, answering each other's questions and correcting each other, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, you don't want to feel like you're sort of just talking into an empty canyon. It's really cool to have you guys commenting on the videos and saying what you think about things. And we always, are always involved with that. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for subscribing. And we'll keep updating you as we get closer to Saw 11. Lots more to come, guys. Until then, take care of each other, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, guys. Game over.